I was born in a very humble background. When you hear someone say very humble, that's a political word for saying very poor. And I was born in a place called Ruti. Ruti is 3 kilometers in Barakabare Road. Yeah. So how many of you know where Ruti is? Oh, that's impressive. Usually you find, say, 50 people and there are about 4 or so people who know. Now, here it's like 60%. So I was born in a very humble background. My dad had only 2 years of schooling. He was a P2 graduate and he was a tailor. Mtunzi wechalani, fundi. He used to be calling fundi. In fact, in P2 they asked the name of your father and I said fundi because I used to hear fundi, fundi, fundi. I lost my mom when I was 9 years old. So that was really tough, and my dad was a polygamist. At any one moment he had 2 women. So when my mom passed on, the protection was halved. So he had to marry a second wife. The second one later didn't have big troubles with me, but the one earlier was really hard on me. It really didn't give me much love, so to speak. So it was really challenging while growing up. I know what it means to live on 1 meal a day. 1 meal means around 4 p.m., which is between lunch and supper. And that 1 meal used to mean a cup of porridge with, once in a while with some milk. There you'd feel good, even better. I know what it means to sleep on a mattress, and a mattress meant a sack with some grass. I grew up under such challenging circumstances. Then when, but there are a couple of things that my dad taught me which I felt were very useful, even in teamwork and at the workplace. When he was a wise man, he told me that never bypass elders without saying hello. But then I later upgraded that to say, greet everyone. Young or old, greet people. It's good manners. So even at the workplace, greet people, greet your students. Because again, you don't know who this person you're greeting, where you're going to find them. Then the second thing that he taught me was to make friends. Because, you know, when we make friends, and right now even where you are at, create friendship. Because again, you don't know where this person you're going to find them. And I also usually tell people that create friendship not just for you, but even for your children. Because how many of us have ever gotten fair treatment from someone because of your parents deeds? Has anyone ever received that? I've been one of those. Yeah, good, thank you. So for me, I'm thinking that when you create friendship, it's not just for you, but even for your children down the road, they will benefit from that. Because I will tell you, and then the third thing that he taught me was not to take something which is not mine. So, because one day I was around the age of 5, I attempted to steal 100 shillings. And not attempted, I stole it, and hid it. The guy beat me thoroughly. No lukoba, ne waya nansiba. So since then, nanjigiriza mbwe kitali shotokola ki tokikwatako era sobola gikwatako singa nali MP sandigikutteko. So in fact, that habit, I remember one time I went to one of the supermarkets. You know, when they are giving stuff, sometimes you're in a line. So I took things which were not mine. So I'd bought stuff of possibly 10,000. So when I got home, ninsanga's chocolate, lots of things. It was a Sunday. So I don't work on Mondays, but Tuesday I took the things back. I drove back, gave them there, and the staff there were so happy because the boss had already initiated a deduction of money against that person's salary. Surely they are not paid much. So that's a lot of money. So, but those are some of the habits that my dad gave me, which I appreciate. At the age of 17, he died also. So, but then it's his friends who contributed money for me to finish A-levels. So for me, that's when the lesson sank in of friends and friends and friends and friends, because you don't know. But by God's grace, managed to qualify for government sponsorship at Makerere University. So I did social sciences. Had it not been government sponsorship, I wouldn't be here. Because, you know, sometimes there are families where, you know, if you don't make it, an uncle, an auntie, maybe, because just to give you a hint, I'm the first graduate from my clan. The whole clan, see family, the whole clan. Yeah. So that should give you an idea. Because by the time I reached Makerere University in 1996, this should give you an idea how old I am. There are 3 people I knew in Kampala, 3 uncles of mine, and they were selling second-hand shoes in Owino. The most educated when I was growing up was Uncle Abdu, and he was a P7 graduate. That's the most educated. Ngabagamba in Runyanko sengo ngogo akashoma akashoma, meaning mboyo yasoma, P7. So that's the environment, that's the clan I grew up in. So I made it, but during Makerere University, by then, when I was in senior 5, I had discovered I had a gift in speaking to people. I participated in debates. Then when I got to Makerere University, I discovered I had a gift in encouraging people. So I was still participating in debates, and then so somehow in 1998, there was a gentleman who was called Gerard Serwaji. He was on the pulpit preaching, and his message was never give up. And for some reason I sensed it in my spirit, and I take it that it was, depending on your spiritual leanings, for me I believe it was a message from God. I felt something like, that's what we need in Africa, hope, to give people hope. So I went to the guy, said, can you mentor me? He said, yes. And I started calling myself a motivational speaker in 1996. And my dream was to go around the continent, inspiring people, to inspire them to be better and better, to have a better attitude, to work better. Because for me then, I knew that one of our biggest challenges in Africa is the attitude. The attitude towards work, towards one another. One of the attitudes that really, really bother me is how, as Africans, we fight each other. You see Bobby progressing, you want to pull him down. And this works whether in personal lives or even at work. Uli alabye bakuwadde ku promotion, anoonya bwa pulling her down. Anyway, how are we going to develop if I don't support my brother or sister to be better? Because anyway, so for me then, I knew, okay, the message I got was around that, and as I've grown up, I've discovered that that's part of what we need. How do we enhance our attitude? How do we get better, and all this? So anyhow, fast tracked today, I've been 25 countries, speaking, inspiring, facilitating sessions, mainly in Africa, but outside Africa I've been to Kazakhstan, UK and US. Those are the 3 other countries I've been to. I love what I do. I am married to a wife who is a woman. I know these days people like adding the word woman, okay, who is a woman. And my firstborn is 3 years and 8 months. My secondborn is 3.5 months. So I've been blessed with girls, published 4 books, and I've produced over 38 DVD programs. Some of them are there. I've been self-employed since September 2003. So in September, I'll be celebrating 15 years of self-employment. And I love what I do. I love what I do. If I spend 2 weeks without speaking to people, anyway, your teachers, you know what I'm talking about. So I love what I do, and that's my focus area, which is to transform lives. It's not that I don't teach because I'm perfect. I teach and inspire people because it's my calling, it's my purpose. That's the gift God gave me, and I'm passionate about that. I love seeing individuals and organizations growing. I have a team. Andrew is one of my colleagues at office. So I have a full-time team of 5 people at Success Africa. Now that's a big brief about me, but now the reason why I like also sharing my stories, show you where I've come from and where I'm at, and I'm not telling you of all these great things I'm doing at the moment just to impress you, but to impress upon you about what's possible, because you can see my beginnings have been very humble. Now, compared to what I've achieved, I have underachieved compared to the opportunities I have around me. But compared to where I've come from, I've done a lot. I'm sure my classmates are very proud of me, but I know I'm capable of more things. Now, I would also love to hear, because let me tell you, my genius is in helping people to shift their mindset, their attitude, whether it is work or life in general, because I also do life coaching and training. So I do many things, from work-life balance to stress to all the sorts of things. So before I switch on to what I think we need to pay attention to, it would also be good to know, if you had me, because part of what I do is I do one-on-one coaching, especially people from your age and above. What is your most burning question, either around work or life, that you would ask me if you had an opportunity to engage me on a one-to-one basis? So that I answer those questions first, because for me those would be the most important. What is that one question? If I answered it, it would be worth your whole trip up to here. That's what I want to know. How do you maximize your output and work with a little pay? And in other words, how do you keep the motivation up to keep going? I'm going to answer it at two levels. I'm going to answer it at the level of what you can do internally and what you can do externally. Okay. So internally, when I say internally, I mean your attitude, how you interpret things, your perception around all this. The first job one of the jobs I had was when this area I wanted to get into was at the Leadership Institute. And that was on Gaba Road in 2002. I was there for a couple of months. I was working from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 12 hours of work every day. And I was being paid 120,000 shillings per month. But I was working like I'm being paid millions. Thank you, sir. One of my staff members, when he came to me for a job, I paid him 120,000. He was just a fresh graduate. But I tested him. I was, but he was working like he was being paid millions. So the attitude impressed me so much that I kept upping the pay, so to speak. Now, of course, in your situation, that may not be the case. Because my sekale wakiriwabiro muongezako. But I will tell you internally, there are two things. One is the job that you have. That's the job that you have. It's a gift. I will tell you, whatever you're being paid, there are millions of Ugandans out there without jobs as we speak right now. So if I were you, first of all, every morning I wake up, I would express gratitude. Thank you, God, that I have an opportunity to work. I have an income, and I have students to impact, to positively impact and influence. Give me the grace to do that. Talking about grace, one of my favorite prayers is that prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. God give me the grace to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, there are things which you can, so like things to do with salary, they are not in your control, but of course you can influence. Yeah. Okay? It's not like you can't be changed, but you can influence them. But they're not in total control. But what's in your full control is how are you managing your mind, for example? How are you managing your attitude? Like this morning, I will tell you, this man had given me a hint, tuja kuvayo by 9. So me by 9 I was on standby. That guy you're seeing there is a taxi driver, because my car is not in great condition. So 9 guy ali stable, ali steady, alinzi 9. Bosi mukubira 9 sare gamula tuchali wano ufunyemo obuzibu 10 munange tuchali wano obuzibu 11. So in that moment I have two options. I can either be angry and curse and do what, or I say, okay, this is the situation, what do I do now? Okay, how I can utilize my time. Let me make some phone calls. Okay, let me respond some mails, some calls, some emails. So I have to keep myself stable, because first of all, it is also out of his control. It's not like he was the one causing. Even if he was causing it, still I didn't have control. I could only influence them. You take a move or whatever it is. That is influence. But control, I had zero control. So there are those moments where you know you are not in control. So I always find that prayer very, very helpful. You're driving, you knew you would get there in an hour's time, you hit jam. So there are people who will become mad. They hit the steering, but now you who are in a medical profession, you know that alone raises the blood pressure. You're sending chemicals in your system, adrenaline. Okay, you become older. So I'm saying, hey. Now, that does not mean, what I'm saying does not mean that you cannot ask for a pay rise. It does not mean that you cannot ask for better working conditions. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, first of all, express gratitude. Because I'll tell you, since 2008, since the credit crunch, the economy has been going down globally. Yeah. It's been very unstable. If you have your ears on the ground, most of the development agencies, they keep losing staff. Yeah. If you've been having your ears on the ground, just even last week I was talking to one of them, I want to mention, and there are 42 staff members, 45 staff members, and 21 are losing their jobs as we speak. This is their last month. They got communication at the beginning of this month, the first week, then the second week management had to communicate, and the instruction was by the end of the month. Sure. Now, such a situation, trust me, is much, much tougher. So the point I'm making is, there are people out there who are more skilled than you, more skilled than me, that tebaina work, now the real work thing, the civil just slang, tebaina job, nothing. I will tell you, there's a supermarket called TNT. So I parked there and I bought water, these big bottles, the 20 liters. So the gentleman picks a bottle, puts it in my car. And me, I like people. I love people, and that's why I do the work that I do. I love people. So I start engaging this young man. I'm like, so how are you? He's like, how's work? He's like, it's fair. I said, how come it's not fine? Like, you see, man, I wish I could get a better job. Things are tough. And he started using different words. So I said, where were you before you came here? I said, I was a security guard. I said, before you were a security guard, where were you? He's like, oh, I just finished university. I said, what did you say? I said, economics. I said, what kind of degree? He said, a second class upper degree. Now, this is a guy with a second class upper degree in economics. Now tell me, that person, how much is he really genuinely being paid? I can guarantee it's not more than 150K, if it is a lot, if he's lucky. So the truth is, there is so much unemployment. Okay, the economy cannot support all of us. It's as simple as that. Of course, those who are sharper and more aggressive, I think that's where you're coming from. You always find something to do. Now, that's where I would start from, interpret that. Then two, the other internal thing I would do is keep upgrading yourself. Keep preparing yourself for a better opportunity. You've been here, I don't know how many years, but we could in terms of skills and abilities. Are you preparing yourself for the next level job? Because someone told me that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and it doesn't come than for an opportunity to come and it finds you unprepared. You know, the biggest example is, because of my position, I have many networks. Enyumba bagitwala yameka milioni rukaga nebakalame 2.5 nenga tuzina ogamba so I was not prepared. Are we together? So it's same thing with even your skill level.
Yeah.
So are you preparing yourself for the next level? You know the challenge with our world sometimes, you get a job, you educate, and you relax. Not the comfort zone. How do you boil HKD? The frog. The best way to boil HKD, put it in cold water. Akaliro otandika mpola mpola. Ka temperature kagende mpola mpola. So as the temperature starts, then it readjusts itself, apparently its organs to acclimatize. Is it acclimatization? Then as it gets until such a time when it cannot acclimatize anymore, but now the fire is too hot, it can't jump out. So that's what happens with us professionals also. Uchandikira n'emitwalo gyo 25 ntujja kuyiyayiya anti because you are on 0250 you acclimatize. No, you acclimatize. Then time comes, you have 4 children. Go work it now striking. So what's the thing? What's the challenge though? The thing is, someone said that one CEO of Coca-Cola says that the world belongs to the restless. You have to be restless. You have to keep your ears on the ground. You have to stay on your feet, but you have to keep upgrading your skills. Because I'm not where I was 3 years ago. We didn't even have this uniform. So I have to keep. Because I will tell you, if you don't upgrade, someone else is going to surpass you. Yeah. I bet you, as we speak now, there are some people about younger, they are younger, but they are more dynamic, possibly. They have more skills, possibly. They have more aggression. Never mentoring, never quit a sweet. No gamba, life is unfair. I can't budget in a coaching. I'm the one who taught him everything he knows. I'm the one who taught her everything that she knows. But there could be something else, another certification they got. Some international certification that you don't know about. Are we together? Yes. But for you were looking at nzina mu training. Kati gwa mu training agamba thank you. Naye ayongezako ebirala. Kati gwe nosanga you are not going to compete with such a person. So even in my work, I know if I don't, there are some other young men and women who are more dynamic than I am. So nga manyi bwese setting abajja kumpitako. And I have nowhere to go. Because I will tell you about 9 years ago, I'd already scored, I was 9, so I was 29, 11 years ago, because I turned 40 November last year. So I was speaking, I was at Hotel Africana, the table, and I had my books there, my 4 books, and 1 DVD on stress management. So by the age of 29, by any standards anywhere in the world, if you have 4 books, surely you have done well, isn't it? So I was feeling good. So this guy comes and said, Muso. No, those are the ones who know me just now, like after. I'm like, Muso. Said, yes, sir. Said, I have all your products. Anything new? I was like, yeah, soon they will come out. It became a challenge. So that's what pushed me. Now I have 38 DVD programs. Because I learned that, and I'm still adding, more are coming. So, because I knew that at that moment, that's when I learned the lesson. If you don't keep upgrading yourself, then you keep saying, like I have always said, like I have always said, like I have always said. Kati bajja kuleka mu job ya always. Buli woyitegeeza teko omukono wawe bagamba madam always. Ayimiriza omukono. So time has to come, obeeko ekipya ky'oyogedde. Nitojja kukyogera when you are always same level of education. And when I say education, it's not just academic qualifications per se. Genda ku malwaliro amalala, genda ku other schools, go online, research, see what new methods are they using, what methods are they using to make sure that the students comply with the rules and regulations. There is a way, because the NAYOK reporting, that is the old method. So what can you do such that oli guy bwakulaba gamba sure I must come with my meal card or else I better go back. So now that's leadership and management skills. Now, ebyo tebabituyigiriza mu ssomero, unfortunately. But which books have you read? which methods, which things are you learning? So at next time when you come in a meeting, you say, "Nah, see, I was researching online. I discovered that the school at Johns Hopkins University, what they are using this particular method when they are teaching students in lab techniques." No, according to the medical whatever journal of Feb 2018, to recording and to read an of 1969, kwa bajja kugoba. Tuli wamu bannange. Kati awo nguli agamba managerial material no. Nibwe batakulaba mu kanyisi oba kanyisi kyekyoba. Kinyusi. Ekinyusi kye kikoze. Ekyenjawulo kyekinyusi olina okujanula amanga okunovaayo ne balaba ndabye mali this is something new naye gwe kankubuuze. Let me put a challenge to you, and let's be honest with you, because we are brothers and sisters. The last 90 days, what new thing have you introduced in your school? Tell me. Who has? Just put up your hand.